We're live.
We are live and
We are
welcome.
live.
We are live. I love the fact that Ollie Mammon is dressed in matching headphones, matching top, and it's all kind of Christmassy,
It's like hip hop Santa.
Hip hop Santa. Right. Hi, everybody. I'm Russ Kane, and you're tuned to Men's Radio Station. And this is one of my favorite hours of the week. And Ollie said, "Should we do it?" And it's Christmas Eve. I said, "Yes, let's do it." This is the ABC of CBD. This is week 15. I'm absolutely stunned by that.
14.
Oh, it's 14.
14.
I was adding VAT.
It's okay.
So this is week 14. What thought it was 15. Week 14, which is nothing short of a miracle. I've absolutely hugely loved it. Now, if you haven't tried Ollie's products, and I am going to say this, if you haven't tried Ollie's fantastic products from the Tincture Club, please do. You can see all the details are on the screen. You can contact Ollie direct. You just mention MRS and you get a whacking great discount. Couldn't be better. Ollie, over to you.
So what's up, everybody? How are you? Merry Christmas. Okay, it's a special Christmas episode today, sponsored by the Tincture Club. Okay. We can't actually play our usual video this week due to technical difficulties, but we thought, considering everyone is stranded, that's it. But considering you're not incompetent, Russ, you're just like a technophobe like me. It's just, we get other people to run the tech for us, so we can kind of just chat. So it's Christmas and everyone's at home. No one's got anywhere to go, anywhere to be. So we thought we'd bring you a special episode. It wasn't actually scheduled to go out. We were also supposed to be on Christmas break, but we thought, you know what, let's bring you a little bit of entertainment whilst you're sitting in your homes, baking your turkeys, smoking whatever you're smoking, drinking whatever you're drinking.
Smoking your turkey and baking your CBD.
There we go. And you're just kind of at home. We know that you're, like, hopefully, fingers crossed, enjoying yourself the most you can be enjoying yourself. Hope you've got your favorite Christmas movie on pause so you can watch us. I've got Die Hard downstairs ready to push play, and I've got The Night Before. I don't know if you've seen it, Seth Rogen movie, incredible Christmas movie. I've got that as well to watch later, so I'm really excited. But
big question, Ollie, big question. And it was interesting because one of my favorite TV personalities, Richard Ray Rawlings over in Texas, asked the same question. Die Hard, Christmas movie?
Oh my God. So Die Hard is oh my God.
You see,
it's so good. So it's almost like a rite of passage. You hit 15 years old, and then what happens is you stop spending Christmas with Santa and you start spending it with John McClane, and like you get the yippee-ki-yay, and you get the he lights the lighter and he goes, what's it called? Come to the city, we'll get a few drinks, have a few laughs. It's like that scene when he's in the container and it's just the best thing ever. It's just like, oh my God, you love it. It's a great film. You've got this dude who hates Christmas. You've got this dude who he hates Christmas. He just wants to be in New York City, just wants to be like in a bar with his cop buddies, and he's been dragged out to visit his separated wife and gets dropped into this mess. It's the best Christmas movie ever. That and Home Alone. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think if you took a 5-6-year-old Macaulay Culkin and you took a Bruce Willis and you put them into a Nakatomi terrorist situation together, that would be an incredible movie. Like Home Alone, Die Hard, Die
Home Alone.
Yeah, Die Home Alone.
The best thing to say in COVID. Die Home Alone.
It'll be incredible. But yeah, loads of Christmas movies. Sorry for my little rant. Do apologize.
No, it's great. No. It's good.
So the point of this episode is basically me and Russ have not had any real one-on-one screen time with you guys. And there's a lot which we want to talk about, which we've kind of discussed over the last 13, 14 weeks. A bit more of you could call it a Christmas special summary episode. And it's just, there's we've had 13 weeks of probably the broadest topics, but all relating to the same plot. And, what I've realized after this, 14-week period is theoretically, if you wanted to, you could go out there, buy a farm, all right, and build from scratch, foundation up, all the way through to supplying electricity to that house, all the way through to feeding that household, all out of hemp. And that's basically what through what Jamie Bartley said about the thousands of uses of hemp industrially, and everywhere, everything from hempcrete to hemp bricks to hemp piping to like they make solar panels out of this graphene which they make from hemp. And so if you have hemp derived energy, and then you have you can have like hemp cloth and hemp sheets and hemp bedding, and you can have structures built out of hemp. So you could build a bed out of hemp, you could build it out of like
the thing
crazy.
that threw me was I misheard you, because you kept saying hempcrete, and I thought I didn't know if that was a town near Hertfordshire or something, but it turns out that it's like concrete. You can make concrete out of hemp, obviously. When I started this series, all I knew was you made rope out of hemp. That's how it kind of kicked off.
But I mean,
all I knew.
But once you get hempcrete, you get hemp bricks, and then you get hemp insulation. So literally you can build an entire structure out of a plant that you can grow from the ground. And when you're done with this structure, it will literally go back into the ground. So they create an almost biodegradable, non-biodegradable product. So it's something which will biodegrade as and when they want it to, but you can build a house that would last for 700 years. And it's just a bit crazy. And like Jamie Bartley blew my mind. Guy Coxall came on and just smashed in that nail into that sort of, it chiseled into the wall exactly what was left to be known. And I mean, I don't know if any of you have had a look at his manifesto, as I called it. I mean, it really is incredible. And just for like I said, a basic CBD education, I mean, the information which he brought to the table was just phenomenal. We haven't really re-spoken about that. Russ, how incredible was Guy? I mean, how incredible was that dude?
I have to say that all of your guests, and I take no credit because Ollie just says, I've got this person, and I go, okay. And because I'm coming at it knowing the square root of nothing about it. And all of Ollie's guests have been absolutely just extraordinary. So knowledgeable, so articulate, so passionate. And it's been great. And I didn't know what to expect. I'll be honest with you. Ollie knows this. I'm not telling tales out of school. I didn't know what to expect. And I thought, if I get a load of sandal-wearing fruitcakes, this isn't going to be my kind of show. It's not going to have legs, as they say. But, everyone's been quite extraordinary. The depth of knowledge that they've had and the experiences that they can convey. It's been life-changing listening to it. Really has, and watching the show. So
I was talking with Russ before we actually came on live. So we've done 13 episodes, 14 episodes. Okay, this is the 14th episode. And we haven't run out of guests. We have probably another 1,000 guests to come. We've got years of this show to come ahead. But what's so interesting is every single guest we've brought on has been different. So I mean, like I said, we'll start with the beginning. You had me for 3 episodes at the start. I do apologize, but at least now you all know me. And those of you who stuck around like me, those of you who left, I'm so sorry. Hopefully we get you back one day. But I mean, so you had that.
I don't think they left, actually.
I don't think they left either.
I'm going to hold you up on that, because your numbers went through the blooming roof there. So I don't think they left. All I've had is huge compliments about you and your work.
Been incredible. It's been incredible. And to be honest with you, I'm actually blown away by some of the guests, because, I'm a little bit intense of a character, and 95% of the people who I brought on as guests, I've met them in a commercial environment. So when you meet me in a commercial environment, it's like, this guy doesn't operate in the most normal commercial ways. And, sometimes I could be a little bit, what's the word? It takes a little bit of time to get to know me, you could say. Yeah.
Unusual. Let's use that as
unusual. So I'm actually I've been blown away by how many of these guests have just I want to say jumped at the opportunity to kind of give all of you guys an education, because that's what this is all really about. It's not really about anything except you guys. You guys need to know all of the information that's in all of their heads. And I love the fact that, we've had a couple of days where, guests have pulled out last minute. We've had to bring people on, and, they've been so willing just to come and share, and everyone's been on such point, and like I said, you've got, so Jamie came in with his ridiculous understanding of hemp as a commercial product, and the shackles which are kind of confining farmers out there. And to be honest with you, that was it was also an eye opener for me, because coming from a CBD manufacturing perspective, I know about this stuff, but I don't think about this stuff. And it's a little bit like like a lot of us in this world, there's a lot of stuff which is going on, which we know is happening, but until you really start to pay attention, it doesn't really resonate. And I'll be honest with you.
Like, about that, hang on, you've lost me for a sec. You know about this. You know about this stuff, but you didn't think about this stuff. So even to you, and this is your business, you had you not appreciated all the things that this plant could do?
No, honestly, I didn't. Like, I wasn't thinking about, like, I don't know. So like when it comes to being eco-friendly, I'm not the best person on the planet. So when you talk about like CO2 reduction and reduction in emissions and sustainability, that's not really a topic which I am an expert in. It's really not. And to be honest with you, I sometimes stand sheepishly in the corner whilst these conversations, these conservation conversations are kind of happening. I sometimes stand back and a little bit, what's the word? Lost, because it's not something I'm very familiar with. And as soon as that bomb was dropped of just the multi-purpose sustainability angles of this plant, it just gets your mind thinking, now I know about concrete, but I know about hempcrete, and I know about it as a replacement to concrete, and I know about, hemp insulation. I've heard about it, but I've never thought about it. I've never been like, actually, maybe that should be adopted. And also, I didn't really ever think as to why it wasn't a commercial standard. So you there, Ross?
Yeah,
got you. Yeah, cool. Just making sure.
Yeah.
We had technical issues like the last 12 weeks, so I'm just making sure that I've still got you.
I've got you loud and clear.
So I don't think about it from an industrial perspective, because it was, even though I know it exists, you don't think, why is it not everywhere? Why are people not using this sustainable option? Because also it's not my industry. Like building is not what I do. Insulating houses is not what I do. And I just assumed that I've heard about it. It exists. It's being used. Not I've heard about it. It could be used, but it's not being used because of government legislation around the entire plant, which means it can't be created in order to make it sustainable. Like it's economies of scale, everything. In order for something to be affordable, it needs to be produced in large enough quantities that make it affordable. Now, in order for it to be produced in large enough quantities, the laws around it need to be, need to be promoting,
revised.
Yeah, the laws around it need to be revised, but the laws need to support. That's it. Laws around this agriculture need to be supported in order for this, plant to be used across the multi-purposes it can be.
I have a number of questions for you, because you've actually opened up a very interesting.
And this is what I wanted. I wanted conversation today, because I feel like that's another thing. People are not getting their questions answered. So let's do this.
Yeah, ask away. There's going to be a change in America, going to be huge in January. Obviously, the Republicans are out and the Democrats are in. I'm not getting into any political discussion. I'm exhausted from the whole damn thing.
I don't know anything about politics.
Well, you're missing very little. So, however, it would be fair to say that the Democratic Party is a little more relaxed, I would say, than Republicans when it comes to the whole area of CBD, cannabis, and all the rest of it. And it only just popped into my head just now, actually, and I'm wondering if they would change the legislation a little bit, and that will make it easier to get these products. I'm not talking about legalizing drugs. I'm just talking about this area. I don't want to get into the other discussion at all.
The thing is, I understand in America, if they loosen it, that's great. But what they've got to do is they need to loosen it in Europe. I don't really know much about shipping and building supplies. Now, I know that I assume that loads of building supplies are being shipped. But if we have the ability to produce a sustainable crop here that is so multifaceted that it can just do so many different things, it could be used. It's so versatile. The versatility of this crop is incredible. Like, I feel like we're still being restricted in the UK, and I feel like unless UK law is changed, we're still going to be shackled here. And that whole idea of, I'm sure you could go and you could import hempcrete and you can import hemp insulation, but it's going to cost you an absolute fortune.
Well, yes,
when we could just produce it here, save a fortune, and also make a fortune. What do they call it? They were going on about prohibition. It's this word they kept on bringing up, this prohibition, which also, for me, when I think of prohibition, I think of the cannabis plant as a recreational plant. I don't think about prohibition in terms of the hemp plant, the hemp cannabis, sativa hemp plant as a industrial product. You know, that kind of got me ticking. I was like, this is actually, I understand, I really do in a messed up way. I understand why governments control the usage of what they consider to be drugs. I get it. I get like, it's like that control mechanism. I understand that. I don't understand how the government can control a plant that for industrial purposes. Do you know what I mean? That's what I can't get my head around. I mean, like,
it's a huge issue. And I find myself very confused in it. I think because the moment you say the word hemp, everyone goes, ooh, or you say the word cannabis, ooh, and I think that's what it is. And the problem is, Ollie, as you know, and I've been doing this a long time, it's so easy for the media to misquote and to create something which is just not true. The fact that it's not true does not make any difference to a huge swathe of the public who believe it is totally true. No, so if you said, let's just pick this as an example, we need to grow hemp, wherever it would grow in England, in the UK, because we're going to make concrete out of it. And then you get a newspaper or one of these TV shows say, yeah, right, sure they are. And everybody would be up in arms because it just takes one article or one of the, you know, one heavy influence and the whole. Of course, it's a shame. It's a complete waste. It's a shocking waste. And the more these, because I didn't know where this series was going to go. And the more I've learnt, you know, you've completely converted me. And I'm not just saying that because I really, really like your products. You've converted me in so many different ways. Good evening to you, Rosemary Jessup. Hope the horses are okay. And I hope you've got them lovely, lovely Christmas presents.
I like the name Rosemary.
Nice she always posts the most charming photos of her horses in the fields.
I like horses.
But you know,
CBD is good for horses.
Explain.
CBD is really good for horses. So, like all mammals have endocannabinoid systems. Now, if you think about a horse, you've got about a ton of weight sitting on these 4 little tiny legs. Now, all they eat is grass. All right, so they're like super muscular. I mean, it's incredible if you think about it. They're like the ultimate vegan specimen. All right, like horses are like horses really are. They are an incredible species. But on the other side, you've got a ton sitting on 4 little legs. So there's a lot of pounding damage which can happen. Now,
absolutely.
So there's actually a very big thing at the moment. You know, it's a very big thing, especially in like race horses and stuff like that. You know, you've got yourself $1 million horse who's going to win you hundreds of $1 million on a yearly basis running races. They're giving their horses loads of CBD for post-race recovery and stuff. It's incredible, and horses, they respond to it really well.
Look at this. You see, this is why this show. Look at this. She's Rosemary, who has it. She says, "Really,
Hi, Rosemary."
It's extraordinary, isn't it?
Listen,
the biggest kick I've got out of this show, apart from
just
getting
quickly, can we help her? Can we just help her?
Yes,
so basically,
Rosemary. Yeah, go ahead.
Every CBD oil out there which has got no additives. So what you want to go for is you want to go for the most basic CBD product you could go for, like an unflavored, unsweetened, either a hemp oil, which is actually quite good for horses, or like an MCT oil, which is like a coconut oil, which is actually quite good for their fur as well. It gives them a nice shiny coat. It's like got good fats in it. But what you want to go for is something without any sort of additives, no flavor enhancers, no sweeteners, no stabilizers, nothing. You want to go for the most basic product possible. But seriously, your horse will absolutely love it. And I would say also they're big animals. So don't be afraid to give them like a starting dose of like 100 milligrams, because they're huge animals, you know, they're massive animals. So it's not like a puppy, you know, where people are giving their dogs, you know, 20, 30 milligrams, you know, like low doses. You know, give your horse a big dose and you'll see like, it'll be incredible for them. It'll be incredible for them.
I got a question for you then.
Sorry about that. Sorry to interrupted you.
Not interrupting at all. Don't be silly. You've got to speak to Rosemary. It's much more important. Here's my question. We have 2 dogs who are the center of the universe, obviously. And I wonder, would CBD make one of them's become a little anxious, and because, and I think, Rosemary, you're an animal lover, and people who are animal lovers will realize that this year, this insane 2020, has made us all different. There's no ifs or buts. We're not coming out of it the same people as we went into it. We don't even look the same. But also, I think our animals, our pets, can pick up on that. And that's not me being some sort of tree-hugging, twerp. I genuinely believe that the pets pick up if you're anxious or whatever. And one of our fur babies, I'm just wondering if CBD might just a little bit in the food or something. What do you think?
So my Rusty, not you, my other Rusty.
Not me, just to make that clear.
That's not me. Okay, so my Rusty, my beautiful fox red Labrador. Yeah, he's incredible. He's a very, very emotionally connective dog. Okay, so 1,000,000% me with my, you could call it, well, my ADHD and my general being all over the place all the time. He's very receptive to that. So on my low days, he's very low. On my high days, he's a bit too overexcited, and they are very receptive. Now, the issue at this time of year as well is you have fireworks season, which is, for PTSD sufferers and for dogs, it's like the worst time of the year because it's just like being at war, and you've got these poor dogs who are just like Rusty is just terrible during fireworks season, and
it seems to go on forever.
And we've given him a lot. This year was very strange because it's almost like everyone who would have gone to someone else's firework party decided to have their own. So it was like, it was literally like being at war. It was like coming outside, just a bang, 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 and he's like literally losing his mind.
It's horrible. I hate it.
I wouldn't give him the drops you have because your drops have like a terpene profile added. So I wouldn't give him the ones you have. But what I would suggest is if you want to say for your dogs, I can try knock something together. See what works. Once again, like every dog is different. I give it to my dog. It's not actually legal. So we don't actually, Taylor Mamma, we don't make doggy products because, the VMD, the Veterinary Medical Directive, they tell us that basically you can't give CBD to an animal because unlike humans, we could take it for like nutritional benefits. Dogs don't take things for nutritional benefits. If you're giving a supplement to a dog, it's for medicinal reasons, and it's not fair to give medicine to an animal without him needing that medicine.
Precisely. So, now you're going to help another of our excellent listeners.
Cool.
Which is this. I'm going to read the point out to you. They are ex-race horses. 2 furlongs from now on the sheepskin noseband coming on the far side. And they taste and smell everything. I've heard dogs having it, but not horses. Yes, Russ, they wanted to come in after an hour in the waterlogged fields. Would it help? Now, Rosemary's asking, not on behalf of the horses, but on behalf of herself, would it help my arthritis and back pain? Ollie.
There are a lot of people who have found that CBD can help them. It's mainly about what sort of pain you have. So do you have, like, when you say arthritis, yes. When your back pain, is it related to your arthritis? Is it a nerve damage? Is it this, is it that? Where is it stemming from? The main argument is application. So a lot of people find that CBD benefits them with these ailments, but it's all about finding the right application for you and these ailments. Now, my mum suffers from arthritis. I give her a balm for her arthritis, which she uses. She takes drops every so often, but she finds that she's more likely to use the balm. She's more likely to feel pain, apply a balm, than she is to wake up every morning and religiously take drops. Now, I would personally recommend you try it because there's no harm in trying anything. Okay. However, like I said, I'm not a doctor. I don't know if you have rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, if you have psoriatic arthritis. I don't know like much more depth behind. So therefore, I can't really be giving you any medicinal advice, but I would definitely say try and always start simple. So if you go into a shop and there's 2 products there, one of which you know every ingredient inside and it looks really simple and basic, and one which is super complicated, always go for the simple product. All right, the complicated ones you can always try later, but if the simple one works, at least you know you've got a simple, effective cure, and the simple ones you're more likely to find again. And this is what I always say to everyone: it's all great and well finding a product, but you need to be able to have consistency and reliability, and you need to be able to have access to that product. So if you buy something which is incredible, but you can never buy it again, you're just giving yourself almost a false sense of security. You're giving yourself this idea that I found my way out, but you'll never be able to find that again. So I always tell people to have brand loyalty, and I always tell people to try and find the most simple product, because at least then you can remember what's in it, and you could probably find something which is also simple, which will be more similar to it than, let's say, something super complicated, which has got methyl salicyate, menthol crystals, camphor, and loads and loads and loads of oils. You might not be able to find the same sort of product formulation, which would give you the same satisfaction.
Rosemary, what I'm going to suggest is get in touch directly with Ollie in all the usual ways. You'll find him very easily. And the Tincture Club is the way to go. You mentioned Men's Radio Station. You get an instant discount on the products.
It's a very affordable product as well. It's
really
very simple. And also the good thing about it is it's, like I say, it's just MCT and CBD. So let's say you're...
Good Lord, there is somebody there who wants to say hello.
Who?
Mary. Oh, he's just removed me. Hello.
Christmas! Yes, Phil.
Well,
my brother.
Phil Dave, man of mystery.
Christmas? Oh, this is a Christmas. Oh my God, I love this. I love this.
Well, what can I say? You know, I saw you two just chatting away, and I thought, hang on a second. So I couldn't possibly let it go without saying hello, everyone.
Well, that's so lovely. I thought, I actually looked at it and I thought, no, he's plugged himself in.
He's pressed the wrong button again.
How have you managed to hack the show? Like, how have you managed to get in this? Because I try to get onto your shows every week, and I physically can't get on there. Okay?
What can I say? I have my ways.
But you've got to stick around, man. You've got to stick around now. It's Christmas.
No, he'll be there for about 3. Knowing Phil, he's got a load of things to do.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. It was sort of a quick draft in and draft out if it's all the same. I'm really sorry. But, you know, I just thought I'd say hi. So.
Well, Phil, may I wish you on Christmas Eve, first of all, important things. Have you left out a little sherry and a mince pie for Santa?
Well, I did, and I'm going to be perfectly honest. I drank the sherry. I'm really sorry.
You will be on the naughty step and probably on the naughty list. Most importantly, Ollie, we need to know this.
I want to say something quickly.
Go ahead.
Congratulations, guys. You guys won an award this week.
Oh, thank you. That's very, very
congratulations. It's incredible for like all your thing with mental health. I mean, you guys are incredible. You guys are literally incredible, and everyone people out there. And seriously, literally, everyone in this world suffering right now, and you guys have helped an absolute bomb of them. And I saw this little award come up, and I was like, you know what? My man, well done. I'm so proud to be a men's radio presenter with you guys. And seriously, Phil, well done carrying Russ. It's hard as hell, isn't it? It's not easy. It's not easy. The things we do for the older generation, the things we do.
Think of it as care in the community.
I was just going to say, Ollie, it's what you call care in the community, that's all. So.
Now, Julia Hersey is saying, of course, don't forget to leave out Pringles. Why?
Don't forget to leave out Pringles.
Pringles instead of, and the mince pies. Obviously, mince pies, cherry.
It's Abercrombie and Fitch, but Pringles. Yeah, now I get it. Sorry, yeah.
And Rosemary is.
By the way, if you're going to leave treats out for Santa, make sure they're not infused. If they are infused, please let Santa know, because he doesn't like people slipping him cannabinoids without his knowledge. Just throwing it out there, okay?
No, the sleigh starts to go like this through the sky.
Exactly, and then Mr. Santa gets pulled over and gets a swab test, and then next thing you know, you're all just
you're all in court. Now, then the thing is this, Phil. Now that you're here, interrupting everything, which I'm delighted. Your parents,
yes,
you have got them something. You have remembered to get them something, haven't you? You haven't.
What time do the shops shut this evening?
Oh no, you can get to the petrol station, get a nice can of Coke for them or something like that. That'd be good. Get your dad a bounty bar.
I saw this great thing in the petrol station that I know they love. And it was, you know, that multi-tool thing with a little torch attached to it. I think that could be really useful.
The RAC box, yeah.
Perfect. That's what they need. They're crying out for it. Before the shop shuts.
I think Julia's rumbled you and knows that you've hidden everything, presumably in the cupboard.
It's true, actually. I might find something in there. But anyway. Well, look, gents, I feel very guilty interrupting this program, but really, that's why I did it. But anyway.
Yeah, right. May we wish you a very happy Christmas, and to the family, and the Daves and Davettes all over the world, and all the very, very best. And I will be seeing you early January when we resume the multi-award winning Daily Show.
I know, amazing. Who the heck? I mean, it's bad enough that sort of someone thought was worthy of winning one award. We've done more than one. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Incredible, guys. Be so proud of yourselves, and also be proud of everyone you helped.
I'm never proud. I'm proud of what Phil's done. I'm never ever proud of my own work. I'm pleased if people like it, but I'm never proud.
I'm not here to be proud of myself. I do what I do because I love it, and I do what I do because it is the simplest yet most privileged thing I can do to try and just help the insane world in which we live in. So.
The world is crazy. Actually, stick around for this because we were talking about
don't drag him in. I know what he's like.
Whatever.
I want to go watch the Beatrix Potter film on Sky. What's wrong with you, right?
I know not how you treat colleagues on Christmas, okay? If a colleague asks you to stick around, just say about the world is crazy right now, all right? You guys have been a bit more like, say, on the front line of men's radio, dealing with this mental world over the last... Oh God, it's like 9 months, 10 months. It's just insanity. 8 months, 9 months. Christmas is definitely going to be a strange one this year. And
take it, we're all Jewish, so we know.
No, it's the first. I was saying the first Christmas not with the kids. It's extraordinary. Ever.
It's rough. It's horrible.
It's and we had a Zoom call before, just all my kids and everything, and it felt, it's just not the same. That is one thing I love the technology, and Phil came up with the whole StreamYard notion that we do.
Yeah, well done on that.
I kind of like Zoom. It's been a lifeline, but it ain't.
Come on to this show more often. I keep getting compliments. I love it.
You're always welcome, my brother.
You do know you're wearing a hat, don't you?
Thank you.
He always wears a hat.
No.
To be fair, I don't always wear a Santa hat.
I've met him 3 times. Every time I've met him, he's been wearing a hat. Okay, like when I've seen him on the screen, he wasn't. Every time I've met him, he always wears this like little trilby type hat. He always walks in like a proper little hipster. Do you know what I mean?
Where's his fedora?
I wonder what you're going to say there.
It wasn't that bad.
No,
I actually learned to behave myself, Phil. You would be very, very proud of me. As in, literally, I've only sworn like 3 times in 14 episodes.
Subject of ABC CBD for 1 second, Phil Dave, with big news. Big news, right? You and I are both single malt nuts. It's got nothing to do with our show, right? And so my other half said, I've got a new whiskey. And I said, okay. And she said, I read the reviews. I went, okay. And I said, well, how much was the whiskey? So she said, well, 14 quid. I'm assuming, in my head, I'm thinking, this is going to taste like petrol. This is going to be, but I've got to be polite, 14 quid.
What you weren't expecting is that you have to distill it yourself.
No, it's absolutely fantastic.
What whiskey?
Get over it. Well, I don't want to give them an advertising plug, but it was on Amazon, and she being she went through all the reviews and everything, and I thought it was delicious for any price. For 14 quid, it's a sensation. It's that good. It's that good. I was stunned. There we are.
Or might I suggest, then, in that case, that you need to send me the link, RK, as soon as
it's not peaty, though. It's not peaty. You have to be without peaty, but very, very smooth.
What do you expect everyone to do? You expect everyone just to go and literally buy every bottle of whiskey which is on the shelf in Amazon and try them until they get to the one which you think is yummy, and they'll be like, this one actually tastes like crap. Russ wasn't talking about this one. I said, like, you're kind of giving people like an impossible conversation to kind of follow.
No.
It's actually a very cunning ploy, Ollie, because I figure that if he gets people trying enough of the whiskies, that they'll develop enough of a problem that they'll have to then phone into the Daily Show when we do an alcohol special.
Wow.
On that note, right.
Actually, in all seriousness,
although
my point was slightly flippant, you've made a very good point, Ollie, and it's this: that with, let's just say, whiskey, and then do it side by side with CBD, which is your product. The only way that I got to know what I liked and didn't like was saying to someone who really knows their stuff, I'd like this, but I like, for example, I hate, Phil loves peaty whiskey. The peatier, the better. I can't bear it. It's like medicine to me. So, but you do it by trial and error, but you ask an expert first. So when people like Rosemary Jessup is saying, well, what should I do? No good asking me. Somebody like you will say, well, look, this is what you like. These are your ailments. This is your thing. And then you can start to advise. It's exactly the same thing. as Phil and I's mutual friend George does in the Soho Whiskey Club. That's how I got to know what I liked and started to learn about it. So what you do, Ollie, is exactly the same, but in a dear God, what is he doing?
I don't really. I'm thinking like this is just in his office. You're right, mate.
I don't want you thinking I've got a problem.
Dear me.
No, do you know what this is? Is that what you were saying about how you learn what you like and what you don't like? Is I have a golden rule that I keep just one empty bottle of every single type of whiskey that I've ever tried, because then I know I've tried it before. And then I can remember by looking at the label of the bottle whether or not I liked it or not. Because I don't think I'd be able to tell by looking whether or not the bottle's full or not. I need to remind myself that I have tried it. So I keep one bottle of the empties of every single type I've ever tried. And then, so for example, there's one here that I'm not going to lift up actually sort of which it is because it seems a bit unfair, but I know it's not my thing. So I know not to order it again.
That was the one I got him.
But no, actually, do you know what?
The one I sent on.
You know what? There was the one that you got me. Okay, was this one here. There's actually a couple you got me. You got me this one.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
And where is it? No, it's not that one. It is this one, right?
Oh, okay.
So those two you got me, and I got to tell you.
When did he get them for you? Because if he got them for you yesterday, I'd be fucking worried right now. First time I've ever seen him.
No, I'm pleased to report that this is over the course of the last year.
I just thought that justified swear word number 4. That justified it. Okay. After this, whatever's going on in front of me, I thought, you know what, I might as well throw one in. Okay. Just, you know what? I get my little Christmas. Apparently, no one was.
Anyway,
apparently no one's on the naughty list this year. So, I love you, Philip.
Yeah. No, don't get wrong. Even though that I am partial to a daily tipple, I'm pleased to report that it is not to that extent. So,
Hey, hold on, do you like Singleton?
What, single malt?
No, Singleton. Have you heard of Singleton?
No,
Singleton. It's a Scottish whiskey. Singleton. It's one of the single malts which they use to make shivers. It's my favorite whiskey. If you ever want to buy a bottle of Singleton, I'll very happily come and meet you with 3 glasses, and we can stumble home together. It'll be a lot of fun.
Hey, sounds like
we'll be making it. Do you know, Phil Dave's office? It sounds exactly like when you get to the end of an evening and the restaurant's clearing up. The bottles in the pub.
I think they do that on purpose. They're like, all right, guys, we put the bottles away. Get out. Can you hear me? Can you not hear me? The bartender's smashing the bottles. Can you hear me? Please leave. Please go.
Now, I've got to tell you, for Scottish whiskey, this one was one of my favorites that I tried. Sorry, no, I'm just turning this into a whiskey show now. I'm so sorry. Now, I'm sure that CBD oil does wonders, but I'm not going to lie, single malt does wonders as well.
Just to throw this out there, there is actually...
Drink aware, by the way.
So there is a Scottish whiskey company, okay? I can't remember their name right. A lot of gin companies, but there's one Scottish whiskey company who are developing like a CBD-infused whiskey at the moment, and it's actually really good. Really good. I'll tell you what it is. Whiskey is actually one of those drinks which people drink to chill. You don't drink whiskey to get charged up. It's not like a rum or a vodka, which kind of sends you higher. Whiskey is like you sit down.
It's a relaxing. That's why they call it a sipping drink.
Listen, I'm a bourbon boy. That's what I am. I really am. Like that's my comfort zone is bourbon. Okay,
so much to learn, Oliver. So much to learn.
I'll tell you what it is. It's the
brilliant bourbons out there.
The peatiness just terrifies me. So that's basically it. Like I smell the peat, it ruins my night. I can't drink anymore. No, so I stick with the what's it called? My friends from Kentucky. That's what I do.
Jack Daniels.
So
I
sour mash, but it's okay.
So I hear you, because I agree that actually sort of the peatiness is quite daunting at first, especially when you know that you are probably going to feel sort of something peeling the back of your throat when you drink it. But actually, that's the sensation I grew to love with it, is because actually, I know it sounds really sort of ridiculous, but it's almost as if I can feel any germs being cleared. And I think that's
away. Yeah. This is true.
But I know it sounds nuts. It's ridiculous. It's such a stupid thing to say. Because, I mean, that's what it kind of feels like. It's almost as if it's a cleansing thing.
To be honest with you, I think everyone deserves, if you do drink, okay? If you don't drink, power to you, stay strong. But for those of you who do drink, I really do think that this Christmas, everyone deserves a drink. Do you know what I mean?
Or just for being here. Just for being here.
Just for being here. And to be honest with you, if you
through the year.
Yeah, like to be honest
drink,
with you,
please. We've said it before. We'll say it again. Just drink responsibly, please.
Of course, drink responsibly. It's not even like anyone can.
Not going to be held responsible for people going out of control. But yeah,
I'm not saying, but I'm not telling anyone to copy Dave and finish 3 bottles of whiskey in 24 hours. But what I am saying to everybody is you deserve it. You know, like
Mr. Dave, just calls you Dave.
You can call me Phil if you'd rather Mammon, but it's up to you.
I like Mammon, Dave. I like it. Plus, you're my mate Dave, who hijacked my show. Which is
precisely. You completely hijacked.
Like literally, we have not talked about CBD at all. But you know what? It's Christmas.
You haven't. But do you know what? You're about to get the chance because honestly, I'm going to trust off.
I've got one question for you, Dave. Which reminds me of Only Fools and Horses. Have you ever tried CBD oil?
Kane, and it still sounds like we're speaking to our first names.
Have you tried CBD oils yet? Have you ever tried them?
Yeah. Absolutely, I have. I mean, Ollie knows that, so that he very kindly sort of gave some samples for my mother who has chronic arthritis, and so she's sort of tried. She sampled those products, and I think it was honestly that she and I had a horrible feeling this was going to be the case. Is she couldn't get over what the product is. So it's absolutely nothing to do with your good self, Ollie. We know your products work wonders. I mean, the fact that you've allowed Russ to sleep for the first time since I've known him is phenomenal. So believe me, I've no doubt I know the products work. But it's and I thought this would be the case with her, is that she cannot get over the if you forgive the expression, the C word, as it were,
of course,
associated with what it is.
There's two things.
Not for her.
There's two things which I deal with very often. Okay, number one is it's a standard thought process of this is not going to work. Now, like I say to everyone, if you tell yourself that you're dying, okay, I give you 6 months, because what happens is it's like throw out to the universe throws it back at you. And it's that sort of idea of if you believe that something's not going to work, even if it is the cure for you, it's not going to work. So that's the number one wall I face. Number two wall I face is this C word, but it's illegal. It's definitely not illegal. My products are in Boots. My products are absolutely everywhere. It's not illegal. Right. But then you have the other, that side. But isn't cannabis wrong? Or, I'm scared about what I'm taking. Like I'm on a nice regime at the moment, which seems to work for me, even though everyone around you says that you're suffering. But you're in that mindset, which is one of the main reasons we started this show, is because we wanted to give people that sort of view behind what their general understanding of cannabis is. Like I don't want to sound like that guy, but I mean, like, hopefully the words which have come out of my mouth and the mouths of our incredible guests has painted a picture that the world you believe we are is not the world we actually are, and the world which we are is all actually made for people like your mother. You've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who are either designing products or, trying to find what's right for them to be able to then help you find what's right for you. And it's pretty incredible, like I always say to people who come to me for a family member, it's all well and good you going back to your family member, but I don't want to sound cocky, you're not me. So I will turn around and I will explain it to your mother the way it needs to be explained, whereas you're going to turn around and say it's like cannabis, but it's not bad for you. And as soon as you say the cannabis word, you lose anyone who's over the age of 50, because fact of the matter is it's ingrained in their mind that it's like dangerous.
Right,
and I would
a leading question for Phil, then we must let him go. Did it?
Because I'm hungry for a change.
Precisely. If it's not even lunchtime. If your mum had not known and just said it's from the doctor, it's a GP thing, and not known what the basics compounds were, would she have continued to use it?
There's no doubt in my mind.
Did it help at all, or was it too brief a
I think it was just a flash in the pan, sadly. To know, I mean, I have no doubt, because I am aware of those who do take CBD based products and how it does help. And Ollie, I know people who take your products and I know they help. So it was never a doubt in my mind that it would work. It was whether or not we could overcome that hurdle of, this is made of cannabis, you know, and it was.
But it is legal. It's not like there's
No,
any,
I know.
You're not
I know.
meeting
I know.
Ollie
I
with a
promise you I
blackout
know that.
windows
You
on a
preach the
BMW down a
converted.
side street.
Yeah, no, I totally know. You preach the converted. I agree. I completely agree. But it's just, unfortunately, I don't think I can break down that barrier. And the truth is, some mindsets just can't be changed. And
But another thing you've got to bear in mind, okay, fine. So if I wasn't me, and I didn't have the understanding I had, and someone came up to me and clicked their fingers and said, you know, I know something can make you feel better, I would also be skeptical. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's loads of other natural homeopathic sort of remedies out there, which I am skeptical of. There are other compounds which I don't understand, so I won't take them on a daily basis. You know, there's a massive craze at the moment around psilocybins, which I'm sure are fantastic. It's not something I speak about. There's a lot of understanding and discussion about compounds called shilajit and things like that. They're different resins extracted from different trees. I don't understand them, so I will also be very weary when someone says to me this. I don't know if you know, there's a huge craze at the moment around essential oils. Now, I use a lot of essential oils in the things I do, but I don't believe that an essential oil as itself can cure cancer. But let's say if you listen to these doTERRA people, there's this huge thing at the moment that essential oils can cure cancer, which is insane. But then once again, like, it sounds really mental. If someone has cured themselves of cancer using essential oils, great for them. But I mean,
it's worked for them. That's my
amazing.
It's worked for them.
But like, I'm not going to believe
the important thing to stress with anything, but the important thing to stress with anything like that is that, number one, first and foremost, whatever alternative therapy you take, follow doctor's advice, because the bottom line is doctors go to medical school for years, okay? And they are the ones who will know what they're talking about, whether you like it or not. You might not like what they say, but they are going to be the ones who know what the latest science says, because they're the ones who've studied it. There's nothing we can get from looking at 7 minutes on Google that they can get from 7 years in medical school. It's just not possible.
And we've had loads of doctors come on the show. Like, we've had, what I can see on my list here in front of me, 4 doctors who have come on the show. You know, you've got Dr. Leon Barron, you've got Dr. Sandra Carrillo, you've got Dr. Callie Seaman, and then you've got, actually, the other doctors have not come yet. They will come in the future. But I mean, you've got like a whole bunch of other doctors who are all going to be, like, who are all on this, you know, wave of new education. So I completely agree with what you're saying about how you have to listen to the doctors, and as soon as you have a doctor who's in a position who's telling you that there is something real here, I completely agree with you that it's the path to go down. But I also understand the skepticism. But once again, that's why we built.
I do. Yeah, can I make a confession right here, right now? I am seriously skeptical when it comes to conventional medicine. Seriously conventional. And I tell you why I'm seriously skeptical about it is because I can't count the number of times that I've seen people, primarily who I'm related to, who take medication for one thing and then suddenly end up with another thing. So they take medication to cure one ailment, but then the side effects of that medication cause them another ailment. So you know, I'm super skeptical about it, but I at the same time recognize that there must be method to why the doctors say what they do. Jen, can we carry on this conversation in the new year sometimes when we all get together and we're absolutely going to have this conversation properly and thrash it out on air? But I've got to go because my stomach is making louder noises, frankly, than something 5 point something on the Richter scale. So anyway,
we say goodbye, happy Christmas, happy New Year. We will see you, God willing, 2021. And
that was fun.
And just like that, he was gone.
Kaiser Sosa.
Give me the chance to reply, and to you as well, gents. Bye.
He's unbelievable.
You get what I'm saying, though, don't you?
He is unbelievable. He's hilarious. Now, it's very interesting what you've been saying, because I've been on statins for years, and when you take statins, you get side effects. So you have to take other stuff to counteract the side effects of the statins. But the statins have done their trick remarkably. Really remarkably. Although there's things they don't warn you about. I would love to say this, is that they, because my partner said to me, why can't you, what's the matter with you? You're not listening to me. It started to strip my memory. Ollie.
That also happens with age, doesn't it, Russ?
shut your face. That's the end of the show. Goodbye. Thank you very much. Oh, what a shame.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh,
That was
what
funny.
a shame.
It's
Ollie's got to
Christmas.
go now. Because Rusty the dog needs him.
Can I tell you something, Ross? You've got what, 9 shows, 10 shows on a weekly basis, something ridiculous like that. You do the daily show every single day. You've got the show with me. You've got loads of other things which are involved. There's only so much your brain can absorb. Another thing is you don't have the other stimulus. This is what I wanted to talk about. We're lacking stimulus as a nation, and when you lack stimulus, so you lack endorphin release, you lack everything. Your brain stops functioning at optimum capability. It just happens, and I feel like a lot of us, we have that. You call it almost like a static brain, which feels like it's just like not functioning properly. It happens, and I'll be honest with you. I've got you've got a few years on me, and I feel like sometimes I'm just not there. I feel like I sometimes stare at the sky. I'm like, how is the world the way the world is right now? But then what happens is I take like the little moments of like gratitude. I'm like, like, I've got a show which I absolutely love. I love the fact that I'm educating people. Like most weeks I get to help someone new, which is always fun. So I get that little bit of human contact.
Do you remember when you said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I interrupted you"? All I was going to say was this. It was before Phil Dave, ne'er-do-well, suddenly turned up. Was this, that the greatest kick I get out of this entire process is when people this is what I was just thinking about, and up she pops. Chrissy Holt, hi boys, have as good a time as you can tomorrow. Thank you so much, Chrissy out in Spain. Really, really, all the very, very best to you. When you helped Chrissy, who had never tried CBD before, and that was just great. And then she wrote such terrific things. I'm hoping that that Rosemary Jessup is going to give it a go, because there is no greater endorsement of not just the Tincture Club and you, but there's no greater endorsement of this whole concept that people said, you know what, I gave it a go, blow me down, it works.
I just like finding out what CBD works for. I mean, there are lists online if CBD does this and CBD does that, but that's another thing. There's a lot of misinformation because CBD is a very, as we've discussed, it's a broad term in itself. It's about what dose of CBD, what carrier tech you're using, what form of application, oral, belly button, suppository, topical, and you've got that whole, there's so much more to the story. But what I really like finding out is, what CBD works for, because it's great for me to know, like from an innovative perspective that, I've got this woman, she's incredible. She actually reached out to me this week, and the doctors are like, look, you've got something called PGR. And basically, there's nothing we could do. All we can do is give you steroids. So she reached out to me. She was like, look, this is what they've said. Can you help? And I was like, look, I've got no idea. But if I can, how awesome would that be? Because, I mean, I get to learn that I can help someone new, and you get to learn that there's something good. She was like, look, I've tried drops. They're not helping. I've tried balms. They're not helping. I've tried this. I've tried that. And I was like, all right, what haven't you tried? And she was like, I don't know. So I made her I make this carrier tech. So it's like a water soluble CBD powder. So what happens is like you can make cups of tea and make drinks, etc., etc. It's like a little innovation in process. I was just like, look, you know what? Take 10 grams of the powder, take a big spoon, put it in a cup of tea. Every spoon works out to about 50 to 100 milligrams. All right. We'll refine the dose as and when we get there, but let's just see if you get any sort of satisfaction. And she said she's getting like a 30% reduction in her pain, which is making it manageable, which is just, but it's incredible. And it's just like, I love the fact that doctors are like, look, you've got to get steroid injections for the rest of your life. I'm like, look, you have to get steroid injections. And, like, all right, let's just try it. Now, I have no idea, as always. I've got no idea if it's going to help. But as and when it does, it's incredible. Like, I had a buddy of mine yesterday come in. So I play bass guitar a little bit. And I had a buddy of mine who's been building me up my bass over the last year. It's like, so he came and delivered me it. So it's a really big Christmas present. The guy builds the most incredible guitars. And he shows up yesterday and he's like all like messed up. And I was like, what's up? He goes, I threw my back out. So I was like, cool. Should we make you start this? He was like, yeah, cool. So I made him a batch of suppositories. I was like, look, let's try it. Gave him a bar, gave him some draws, made him a batch of suppositories and sent him on his way. And hopefully it gave him some. I've got no idea if it's going to help. But I'm just like, you know what?
Did you say, apart from the suppository, you gave him did you say a balm or balm?
A balm. Yeah, like a balm to rub on, like a topical application, skin application.
There is nothing like, unless you've had it, real back problems. And if you've never had it, you just think, oh, shut up. How bad can it be? That bad. It really can.
It's really bad. You know, like you can't move when you've got back problems. I'm very fortunate to have actually never suffered badly with my back. My brother's had some very bad back issues.
Well, I was fine until my car crashed and I had to learn to walk again, so that wasn't so terrific. Now here's the thing: you're just for a second, as it's a sort of Christmas special, and here we are on Christmas Eve.
Shall we sing a song?
No, what we will do is discuss just for a few seconds bass guitar. Who's your favourite bass player?
My favourite bass player. I want to say like Flea, probably Flea. He's
Geddy
incredible.
Lee.
Huh?
Geddy Lee.
I said Flea.
No, I know who Flea is. Red Hot Chili Peppers. I know. No, I'm saying Geddy Lee from Rush. Geddy Lee from Rush.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like it sounds really messed up, but I mean the lead guitarist always kind of steals the attention on stage. And after you've seen Slash play guitar, everyone else just sucks. Do you know what I mean? After you see what Slash did, he's like literally his hands moving, and all you can see is like, you know, like in the movies when they show where someone's high and they move their hand, you can see the hand follow the hand, and Slash is moving his fingers, and all you can see is the hand kind of just. It's incredible. Like it's just like how is he doing that? And he's got like probably 30 kilos of silver around his hat on his hands, and he's just weighted down. It's incredible, like incredible. Also, I saw Clapton, who's an unbelievable guitarist. There are some really incredible guitarists out there.
Amazing,
incredible guitarists. And then you've got like kids like Ed Sheeran, who are just like, how does he make such beautiful music? I mean, like he's just beautiful music. Just incredible songwriter. Incredible.
It's not my cup of tea. I admire it very much, but it's not my cup of tea. But you could have.
I've been listening to Ed. So I was listening to Ed like 12 years ago. You know, like when he did his LP, and it's just the music. Do you know what I mean? Like when you find kids who are great at what they do, like it's just beautiful. I know he's lead. I said the lead guitarist always steal the attention. I said it's kind of the issue. You know, like it's even though I play bass, I still get zoned into the guy who's the mystic, you know. I do miss it though. I miss music, Russ. I miss music.
Well, you know, as we wind up this show, not yet, but as we start to wind it up and we wind up this year, as far as I'm concerned, we'll be back early next year, in early January. Whatever, as Lennon, who was my least favorite Beatle, I'll be honest with you, but as he did say, you know, whatever gets you through the night, well, whatever gets you through this year, whether it's CBD oil, which has helped me, you know, I'm very grateful to Ollie, or it's music. And I've rediscovered all sorts of music and got into music that I'd never heard before and absolutely fell in love with. Stuff that I don't know how I missed. I missed 40 years of Rush. Got into them this year and became I got into the end of last year actually and became obsessed. And then of course we lost Neil Peart in I think January. It was a bit of a shock. Awful. But there we are. It's important. Music, books, whatever. I think it all blends together to help.
I feel like the little things. So like you look back on this year and you look on everything you kind of lost. All right. And to be honest, I don't really care about the big things. I care about the little things. You know, I don't really care about the fact that my social routine's been like thrown in the air. I don't really care about the fact that, you know, I don't really know what's going to happen. But I miss little things like hugs. I miss hugs so much. Like that whole idea of being able to. I haven't seen my parents in like a year. I haven't seen my parents in like 11 months. You know, they live abroad, so I haven't seen them. It's like mental. You know, I know they live abroad, so I've always had to deal with that. But I mean, like not being able to see them for like the year 2020 without it's been a weird year and it's hard. But then once again, I look at the things I do have. You know, I've got Russ and I've got the show, which is beautiful. I've got an incredible girlfriend. I've got the best dog in the world who literally gives me a reason to leave the house every day, which is incredible, you know, gives you a reason to
be rude. Ollie, I don't want to be rude. You've got the third best dog in the world. We have the two best dogs in the world. You've got the third best dog in the world. Fact. It's a fact.
Just wait till you meet Rusty. I mean, like, it's not me. I didn't raise him. Remember, bear in mind that I adopted him, so I got him as the perfect dog. Do you know what I mean? Like,
wow! So no kudos to you for being a great.
No kudos to me. My auntie, literally just made him the best boy in the world. But,
right.
I mean,
so as we head up to the end of the show, Mr. Man.
Strange show, great show though. Very different.
Please I've had fun. Tell everybody how they can get hold of you, please. That's the
Yeah,
most
so you can email me, you can Facebook me. I like Facebook. You can add me on Instagram as well if you fancy that, and you can chat to me on there. I do suggest you guys try out the Tincture Club if you're interested. They're our sponsor. They're a great product, very affordable.
I really am. Not just
Merry Christmas, everybody. I really wish you all the best for 2021. I hope that the sun starts to shine through the clouds and, you know, everyone gets a bit more.
We'll get there eventually. Happy Christmas. Bye, folks.
God bless you guys. Thank you.